Så, röstträning här. Välkomna till Alexander 2.
In English.
In English, of course. And we will today working with the voice and see how the voice changes. And what we normally do is we bring our, see if it can come into focus here. With your permission, I'll stand next to you, move a little bit to the left. What we usually do is we bring our chin up like this to make our face asymmetrical in that direction, and the voice goes a little bit like this. So you can hear it's lacking vibrato. It doesn't resound in the chest. So an alternative way is to think of a drip going on and let the head go up. That's the second direction. And now you will hear how the voice changes. It gets fuller, it expands. I will work with Kalle Lundahl here to see we can progress his level of voice, because that will also be helpful, because you can listen to your own voice and then you will know if you have the better position, the advantageous position of your head in comparison to the rest of the body. You can talk now, you can maybe say something.
Wittgenstein's Later Nonsense is a paper by Daniel Whiting.
Good. You can continue to talk.
Daniel Whiting says that...
Can you hear the difference? This is where you started. Continue to talk.
For Wittgenstein, explanations are the secret.
Continue,
The
please.
secret.
No, you don't have to change your voice. It's a very audible difference already. So this is how you normally hold your head, and this is why I recommend. I can see here, it now looks more balanced. This is also the position you get when you are having two books or one book under the nape of your skull. I'll show to the camera. It's rather a big difference, so you can see on the video later. So, and this is how you habitually hold your head, somewhere there. So it's pointing that way. Bring it down here, and all of a sudden your voice is more resounding. You can continue to talk.
Wittgenstein's Later Nonsense.
In a normal way.
Wittgenstein's Later Nonsense.
Yeah.
A paper by David Whiting.
Can you hear? It's a different voice altogether.
Yes, I agree. But I don't know if it's better. I suppose it's better.
It's much better. It's much better. It's broader, it's more down. You would never be able to sing in this position you had before. And you sound horrible if you sang. So this position is also important for the rest of the body, because depending how you hold your head, the rest will be either influenced in a positive way or more positive way, or influenced in a slightly negative way. But do remember, there is no correct way in Alexander technique. There is no wrong way. It's always about levels of harmfulness or beneficialness, if that's an English word. We will put Kalle into the monkey, because that's one of the best ways to train the second joint, the well-known hip joint by now, I imagine. And we'll use a chair. The monkey, I'm sorry to say that, Alexandrians over there, it may be the most boring exercise or practice, but it's without a doubt the most beneficial. Constructive rest is easy, you can relax, you can think of other things, but monkey is some ways, I would say mental ways, is a bit taxing. But we'll give it a try with your permission, Kalle. Would you approach the chair and stand shoulder width? Yes. Kalle learned now to stand shoulder width. And he already has this wonderful habit of standing parallel. In a parallel position, it is much more easy to bend the knees. Whereas if your feet are pointing outwards like this, it will put unjust pressure on the knees. Start with the head as usual and see if we can, yes. I am learning in the process. This is so much easier than I ever felt before. I think Kalle thinks I'm exaggerating now. Hans says that every time. No, I'm not. I'm learning as it goes away. Wow, I'm so happy. Look at that. And then I put some pressure and see if I can make loose again. Yeah. There we have it. Yeah. Wondrous. And you have the nape of the skull. Imagine that there is a book there sometimes. And that lengthening you are presently doing with your head. Now your head is actually lengthening up. The reason is what the little down direction I made here made it possible for your head to go up. So it's like a locking mechanism, and it's comparable. You need to turn that and take that down. It's a true side thing, but you begin with this one. You begin with this one, as I start with here. Then you can have that up direction with the head. To make that absolutely clear. Wow. That made my day, I think, already. Think of lengthening and widening. Yeah, that's exactly what I want. Widen the back and lengthen the back. And think about there being loads of space above your head as well as here behind you. And this is why I speak behind you, and that will help for you to acknowledge the surrounding areas. With your permission, I'll take your left hand the first time now. Yeah, it's much better than it was yesterday. There's a big difference already. You're not as tense. You're not helping me, which you shouldn't. And yeah, just checking here. You can leave it be like that. He's left-handed, so this is bound to be much more relaxed, which is his. Not that the other one was especially tense. Very good. Continue to lengthen. Very good, and widen, especially here, whereas you can then bring in your shoulders into the movement you will do with your hands. Now I want you to flex your knees slightly, yeah. And once more I will check here. I can well imagine you can feel the difference now. This is so smooth. And that is what the primary control means. It's a smoother movement. Because if you're tilted a bit like you were in the beginning, the movement will not be as smooth. That smoothness, in the end you will come to like it and prefer it. It becomes softer, not like maybe that text when she was so negative and polar. Polarities. Now bring you down a bit here. And very good, yes, and you can bend your knees a little bit more. Yeah, perfect, perfect. And we bring the whole back, that you bend in that joint. Very good, Kalle. So the head doesn't fall too much. The head is still with us. Very good. This is just excellent. So this is what you can also remember when you do your Surya Namaskar. Although I will put in a specific training video for the Surya Namaskar here.
Excellent.
But you will remember this now. Put your hand there and think of a direction that way. Very good.
Direction down, lifting is I suppose.
That way.
But they're pointing down.
Yeah, I just think that
Okay.
way. And your feet that way, your knee that way as well. And if you want to enforce that direction, you can keep your hands that way, yeah. If you feel that you have problem with the directions, you can actually put them in that way.
Yes, it makes more sense.
It's easier. Very good. Widening, lengthening. And this is very, very close to the starting position in Surya Namaskar. When you just bend a little bit. This is also how you can get down on a chair. This is, I will demonstrate after I try the voice. What I will do is, can I get the same liberty here in your head-neck balance as I did when you were in an upright position? You can talk about the book maybe or something else you're liking.
Yes, nice later nonsense. Waiting. Hanna Strömmen should be more like a torrent, like water. So we overcome. She's a violent torrent, Hanna Strömmen. It seems to be more fluid. It's actually, Strömmen torrent is actually joining to strands of water, to say. And the mark is the joining point, like the Norwegian coastline.
Yes! And your voice was more full, was fuller. And the more you practice your voice, the more you will get this sort of compass. You got a compass?
Yes.
And it will be your compass, because if you hear your voice start sounding like this, you most probably have your head up here in the sky, and it sounds less, and you go down here and you get the full voice again.
To Today I got a literal compass from Hans because it was my birthday, so thank you. It really helped me to find my way quite literally and metaphorically.
Yeah. I hope it works. Let's see here. I will put you down on the chair here as well. Make it even more interesting. I'll check in the camera that it is visible. I forgot to ask if are you still comfortable in that position?
It's okay. Yes, it's fine actually. Last week it was heavy.
Do you know why? Do you have an idea why it could be that way?
It was perhaps the neck. I understood it better.
Yeah. For every time you train your primary control, which is, it's a more complicated way of saying the head and neck balance. But for every time you train that, this will become easier. Because you learn the function. And the more balanced it is, and do note this is a level, it's a degree. The more balanced you become, the better it would be for you to stand in the monkey, but it will also be better for you to sit. The sitting position will be improved. Because the sitting position is not only connected to how you put your sitting bones on the chair. This, it's incredible. You think I'm exaggerating? Nothing of the kind. I'll set you down here. And since you are in a monkey and you go down, you can be sure that you come into the correct position from the beginning. So that I'll take you down, you don't have to do anything. And that means you don't have to adjust while sitting. This is a good idea. You can come down, you can flex your knees more, flex them. You bend a little forward here, yeah. And you can go down, yes, like that, very good. That position is already balanced because you came from a position of balance. The only thing I need to do is adjust a bit here. So my hands are still a bit rough. So mention something about Hannah and think about lengthening and broadening at the same time.
Yes, let's think about the Norwegian coastline, where you have a border consisting of mud and rocks. But sometimes the borderline is rock because it's mud, and rock could be the corals of sometimes corals along with the rat.
Porous. And something else I also noticed with your voice, now you talk more slowly.
Yes.
Which is
darker
and slower. It's many good things. Darker, more vibrant. I can hear more of you in that voice. It doesn't sound as stressful. Remember, it's a degree thing. But what will happen as you train, your voice will improve and you will know when you have the head-neck balance, and that will help the rest of your body. And especially the sitting position looks much better now. You are sitting smack on your sitting bones. I will now go and check it. I haven't checked it. But because of the monkey, look here, you see. Do you understand the principle? Because you move as one thing here. You are not parted here or here. You move like one thing, and this is how we sit. Ideally, you sit like one thing, one entire person. And you can put your hands down on the sides or something like that. I will take you up. Can you draw your feet up a bit under the chair or under your, like this, yeah? See if I can. Yes. Oh, very good. I can't even believe it. This is a compared to Sjöbestad. That's a
2 years ago.
2 years ago, yeah. 2 years ago. It's a big difference. Yes. And I'll also check, because it's a visual thing. Yeah, now we have it even more. So this is the position, and think of a little drip of water going over the ridge of your nose. So nothing much. I wouldn't recommend like thinking there is even a coin there, but a drip of water. And imagine that there is a smile here, here at the back of your head, behind your eyes, because this is behind, exactly behind your eyes. I can show this with the camera. Everything needs to be with the camera these days. So you can see that interesting thing that the eyes and the end of the skull is exactly the same position. And I think you can also see that there is a nicer balance to the head this way. Of course, for Kalle himself, it would feel unusual. But if you remember this feeling, so for instance, later tonight you walk, remember the feeling, and the feeling could bring you to the same position without being anyone to help you to that position as now. And of course when you do Surya Namaskara or Chandra Namaskara later on here.
Yes, it's so true.
I will just see if I can turn your head, because it made me so happy. It's perfect. And I have to add here, I couldn't see it before so clear. I see exactly how the joint should be turned. It was not to my visual eye before. So that is in itself new. Kalle Lundahl, thank you very much for your support and your willingness to be a guinea pig in this.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Thank you.